Hi guys, I'm here to answer a couple of questions on how I built the rifle ghillie for Thumper. So here's the ghillie that I made for Thumper, and it starts with 6 feet of elastic that I doubled over and tied into an overhand knot to make the loop. That slips over the muzzle and cinches nice and tight around the barrel. As we work our way down, the easiest way to put this on is to lift it. Notice how I can spread my hand and lift that stuff over the barrel, and it just drops right on down over the top of that. It's knotted in a couple of places to help me section it off. Here's the another knot, and I'm going to just loop that under the scope. And then this, because there's two lengths here of this elastic, it just very easily drapes over the side of the rifle, and it's just very easy to fluff it up as you go. And then the very last part slips right over the edge of the stock, and you're ready to go. So that's what it looks like, and that's how it's very easy to put on, and it's also quite easy to take off should you need to go into a stock mode so that you're hunting for something you've already shot and now you've got to go find it in the brush. So here's what we're going to do is we're going to make one, and I'm using my brother's rifle now because we're going to fit this ghillie to his. We're going to start off with a package of braided elastic that is 3/8 by 2 yards, 3/8 wide, 2 yards long. So I've already taken one of those out of the package, and it's preferable that you get this in green or black. All I could find was black. It's certainly better than white. Now we're already going to start with an improvement over the one that I just showed you, and that is that we are going to make a slip knot with the two ends. So we're going to make that come around in such a way that a loop goes through. It's like an overhand knot on a bite. If you don't know how to make a slip knot, I'm sure it'd be easy enough for you to look that up online. Alright, so we've adjusted the tag end so it's a little bit shorter, and we've tightened up the knot, and now we're going to slip this over the muzzle, and we're just going to tighten that knot right on down so it's nice and snug. And that can be adjusted to any barrel, even maybe an over-under or something with a tubular magazine. Now the next thing we're going to do is to spread this down over and around the butt end of the rifle. Okay, so the next improvement is we're going to add zip ties instead of overhand knots. And these little zip ties are going to go in places where you can make adjustments. So it almost doesn't matter exactly where you put them on. It's important that they're in a color like black, but notice that that can be slid now up and down wherever you need to put it. We're going to put in two more, one about here, and again that can be, you know, slid up and down accordingly. And in the other one I had 3 overhand knots, and in this one I'm going to go ahead and put 3 zip ties. And that sections this off in a manner that you can now start adding your yarn. Now the yarn that we have is the camo yarn that I've already talked about. It's in camouflage colors that, as the length runs through, the thread itself is varying in color. So I've already got a skein that is cut in half, and it takes a very sharp knife to do that, a razor, but I had a difficult time with scissors, so use a knife or a razor. So notice that as we do this, I just start where, let's start here, and you just take 6 threads in a row. 1, 2, 3, got 4, 5, 6, and you notice I got a little bit of every color there. And we're going to just unroll that off the skein. We take that and we put that through one of these pieces of elastic here. And I like to go, about 1/3 up, 2/3 down. It helps to roll it to give you a little something to grip and push through. And we've got an overhand knot that's tied around there. And then you cinch it nice and snug. Don't be afraid. Now, Here again, we're back to this skein of yarn, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, take whatever colors come, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That comes off, and this time, I'm going to go, instead of 1/3 of it up, I'm going to pull it all the way through so 2/3 are up. And I'm going to give that a nice little twist because it makes it easier to tie the knot. And then this comes through in an overhand knot. It cinches about 1 inch away. Don't be afraid to cinch it nice and snug. So what we end up with now is a long end up that just kind of flops over and a short end up that kind of stays poofy. So we're going to do this all the way down the line. Then comes the very difficult part, and it's very time consuming, and that is that you take each strand. Let's do a light one here so it's easier to see. You twist it counterclockwise, and you end up with your nails pulling apart 4 threads. And then you put your fingers between there, and then this is so tedious and time consuming. And then as you run your fingers up, you untwist the yarn, and then you catch it at the top, because if you don't catch it at the top, what happens is it all starts knotting up again. See how that's all knotting up? So here's the deal, is you got to take that and run your fingers up and run those twists out 3 or 4 times on every single strand. And there's 4 strands per yarn, there's 6 yarns per knot, and there is 8 knots per section on each side. So that's how I made it, and we're going to continue making this, and good luck with yours. Thank you.